Central C has become synonymous with streetwear over the years. He cleans up nicely when he's ready, but more often than not, we'll find him in a tracksuit or some other form of streetwear. With his Pied Piper-like level of fashion influence, it was always only a matter of time before he decided to cash in and start his own fashion brand. And now, we have Syna World. How will the arrival of the new brand on the block affect the streetwear brands that Central C was once so keen to promote? If anything, he now has a good reason to use his trendsetting abilities to draw the youth away from competing brands and towards his own. Let's take a closer look at Syna World. But first, for those that are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Jasper Mitchell, founder of 7 Figures, or Figures for short. Figures is a platform that promotes the progression of UK streetwear and other positive aspects of UK street culture. This video is part 1, and I'll be dropping part 2 when we reach 1,000 subscribers. I can assure you, though this video will be informative, it's barely scratching the surface of a much greater conversation. So please, if this is the kind of content you want to see more of, subscribe, like the video, share with your people. Now let's get into it. On May 7th of 2023, Syna World did its first pop-up event in Battersea. As you'd imagine, it attracted hordes of supporters, hoping to get their hands on some unreleased Syna World apparel. Naturally, the event also attracted keen resellers, looking to cash in on the highly demanded Syna World pieces. Later that day, Syna World did their first online drop at 8 PM. Everything sold out within less than 5 minutes, and resellers listed their items on platforms like eBay and Depop within less than 5 minutes, marking the price up by 30 to 60%. Syna World becoming a target for resellers was inevitable. Before the launch, it was clear to most that the demand would far outweigh the supply, a recipe which naturally leads to items quickly selling out and then being sold after retail for a higher price. Everything indicates that this was the business model Central C was going for. Naturally, the UK's most popular streetwear reseller, No Sauce made videos about Syna World leading up to the drop.
If, like me, you not only want some stuff for yourself but to resell too, stay tuned for updates. But No Sauce.
In an unexpected plot twist, it turns out Central C actually enlisted him to promote Syna World, which in effect means Cench wanted to attract resellers. Attracting resellers has its pros and cons. On the upside, each drop will be a guaranteed payday. Everyone from casual buyers, the hype beasts, to resellers will all urgently try to buy the items at retail price. Not to mention, many resellers will use methods that allow them to buy large quantities all at once. On the downside, many genuine supporters of the brand will lose out to these opportunistic resellers. It won't immediately affect profits, but over time, as the brand's genuine supporters come to associate it with overcharging us resellers and the sentiment of loss, eventually they'll lose love for the brand. Once that happens, the hype beasts have no way of determining if the brand's cool anymore, so eventually they'll fade away. And without committed supporters or trend-following hype beasts to sell overpriced products to, the resellers will do what they always do when hype dies down: pivot to a new product.
I figured out the date and time for the first drop of Central C's new brand, Syna World.
Interestingly enough, although No Sauce was recruited to promote Syna World and encourage resellers, it looks like his company No Sauce The Plug were not given the go-ahead to resell Syna World products on their well-known platform. Instead, they're capitalizing on the hype by selling Air Force Ones with rope laces to match the rope drawstrings on Syna World trackies. This lets me know that Central C and his Syna World team are conscious of how his brand's integrity could be impacted if someone as influential as No Sauce has a vested interest in 1. Buying in huge quantities, and 2. Actively trying to be associated with the brand in order to profit from reselling it. Let's not forget, when No Sauce tried it with Clint, he got shut down expeditiously.
Funny story. I'm getting sued by Cortez.
On the other hand, Trapstar embraced No Sauce selling their products. They benefited greatly from a new wave of customers coming in, solely because gave their brand consistent exposure on TikTok and Instagram. I'll be real, my first purchase from Trapstar was only in February of 2021, after my little bro showed me one of No Sauce videos, breaking down the resale prices on certain items. I spent about 4 racks within the space of a year buying pieces from Trapstar, some to sell, some to keep. And even now that I no longer resell, I'm still a Trapstar customer. They can thank man like Brian for directing my interest and my money towards their brand. Trapstar embraced No Sauce, Cortez rejected No Sauce. By Syna World choosing to take the middle path, they get the benefits of tapping into No Sauce's audience and customer base, while maintaining control of their brand's image and narrative. But who knows, it's still early days, and maybe No Sauce and Syna will make an arrangement that works for both companies later down the line. Time will tell.
Did you manage to cop any Syna World? I know I'm trying to get me some. I'm going to resell it on No Sauce to plug. Don't tell Cench that though.
Central C has very close relationships with the owners of both Trapstar and Cortez. In an unconventional move, when he released his 2021 mixtape Wild West and then 23 the following year, we saw him drop merch with both brands each time. Both Trapstar and Cortez are heavy-hitting UK streetwear brands, and I like to think that Central C committing to both was an indication of his commitment to UK streetwear as a whole. Central C seems to have understood from early, something that's only just becoming apparent to many of us. An economy is being built on the foundation of UK streetwear, and the more solid that foundation is, the better off we all are. And within that economy, there's more than enough space for us all. From the influential figures like Central C, to the content creators like myself, to the multitude of fashion brands, to all the consumers, whether they're buying the clothes or taking in the content. We're all a part of a growing economy from which we can all benefit. Central C seems to get this, so now that he started his own brand Syna World, will he turn his back on other UK streetwear brands in the spirit of competition? Not likely. The guy pulled up to his Syna World launch in an unreleased Cortez windbreaker. Never mind the fact he literally has Trapstar tatted across his torso. What more do you need to see? Without a doubt, there will be a level of healthy competition, but for the most part, the addition of Syna World to the UK streetwear arena is a plus for all parties involved. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll drop a part 2 to this video where we take a closer look into the business structure of Syna World, along with other popular UK streetwear brands like Cortez, Trapstar, Ben Jart, Hoodrich, Fully Paid, and more. I don't want to give away too much, but let me just tell you, it will be an eye-opener, guaranteed to shift your perspective on certain brands. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like too, it really helps. It's your boy Jasper Mitchell, filling in the blanks.